I'm Karen. I'm a proud first-generation Chinese Canadian.
I'm Grant, second-generation Chinese Canadian.
My name is Giselle, and I'm a first-generation Filipino Canadian.
Chances are you have likely heard these stereotypes. Asians are smart, we all play piano, we are great at badminton, good at math, and the women are exotic.
As Asian women, we're seen as demure, subservient, quiet, not really leadership style.
We're bad at driving. We all know Kung Fu.
We're always very sacrificial.
We're hard workers, cheap labor, and yet we are still doctors and lawyers, all because we have strict parents. For me, the model minority was reinforced by my parents. Put your head down, work hard, and don't make trouble. And for a long time, I listened. My name is Serena Ma. I'm a public relations and communications consultant, a former television journalist, and I'm so much more. I am a mother. I am a first-generation Chinese Canadian. 3 years ago, when COVID hit, racism, which I thought was long buried in my past, took center stage. My 10-year-old son was spat on at a skateboard park and called a chink. Then Teresa Wu Pa, a prominent Asian leader, called me. She wanted to create a national support network for Asians targeted because of the pandemic. The numbers were high. In Vancouver, violence against Asians increased by 700%. In Calgary and other centers, we heard from people afraid to go to the grocery store. And then 8 women in Atlanta were murdered. 6 were Asian. My son asked me, "Are we safe, Mom?" And he followed up with, "Are you safe?" Well, that hit home. I am the daughter of immigrant parents. My grandfather paid a head tax to be here. He helped build Canada's railroad and paid next to nothing in a dangerous job, and like many others, that hefty head tax separated him from his family. The racist law restricted passage to Canada. And it has become the center of historical othering, where we are seen as perpetual foreigners and the model minority. My dad came later to Canada, and my mom a little bit later after that. They had an arranged marriage. Grandpa squirreled away a bit of cash, and they settled on a northern First Nation, Fort Chipewyan. We served cheeseburgers and chicken fried rice. I struggled with not belonging. We were 2 Chinese families in town, and my uncle the other. We didn't fit in. We worked hard every holiday, Thanksgiving, and never closed, not even on Christmas Day. As soon as I could count, I worked the cash register. I learned to count in English before anything else. I know how much a piece of pie was, and I know how many cups of coffee it took to get me into university. And those stereotypes we're talking about, they're so incredibly damaging. Sometimes it's so ingrained, you don't even know you are buying in. I didn't know why for so long I didn't fit in. I wasn't Indigenous, I'm not white, and sometimes I'm not Chinese enough. I don't have an accent despite English as my second language. I didn't want to eat Asian food at school, not that smelly stuff my friends would make fun of. School was and is the breeding ground for not fitting in, not belonging, being different, exotic, oriental, like a rug, a possession to be traded and bought. I didn't share my story for a very long time because I was afraid I would stick out even more. And when COVID hit and Act to End Racism was created, I could not stay silent anymore. Hate crimes escalated, the tragedy of George Floyd, and so much sadness and hate dominating our headlines. We mobilized 3 anti-hate protests in Winnipeg, Calgary, and Edmonton. Our Indigenous, Muslim, Black community marched with us. We shared experiences about what it's like to be racialized and othered. For me, I'm still learning. I know now why I haven't felt a strong sense of belonging before, how my environment has added to that, and how we must talk about it. And by sharing our lived experience, it brings us closer together. It helps us understand. And with allyship, our voices become stronger, and we can affect change together.
That we deserve to belong.
We deserve to belong.
We deserve to belong.